Morning, guys. Been a couple of days, I know. These lessons move in normal time, the real world, too. And that's what I'm trying to do, is apply them to the real world. I say I want to save the world, man. Boy, how am I going to do that? Well, I better start practicing what I preach. As such, this is a message from source to source. This is a message from source to those who struggle to channel source, for those who keep pouring from cups that are not quite full. Don't you see? Don't you see that we're the voice we've been waiting for? Slightly modified. That line came out of 1993. Samantha Mathis, Pump Up the Volume. You see, the truth about this is we can't see what this is supposed to be because we're currently up to our necks in the process of being it. I ask why this is happening because it's exactly where we need to be. Exactly what we need to fix. All we have to do is soften our heart space into it and stop looking at the anger and start looking at the dysfunction. I know the energy in this space is changing. I don't know if I can claim responsibility for it, but I know I'm pushing it with all my flippin' energy. I am pushing for all I'm worth because I have seen you. Not personally, obviously, necessarily, but representatively. Religion talks about the parable of the Good Samaritan and who is thy brother. So let me tell it to you the same way I've been telling it to everybody else for the last 24 hours. I asked you just for one day to not do that, please. Why can't we just have one day? There you go. You can call it humanity. And we are human. Singular. I look at us like an organism. Look at the human race as cells in the body. If we work in homeostasis, the body survives. If we do not work in homeostasis, we destroy ourselves. There is actually a term for this, I believe. It's called autoimmune deficiency or autoimmune disease, where the body starts attacking itself. Doesn't our negativity kind of look like that exact cancer in a certain frame of view? You turn that prism just about 2 degrees to the left, and what do you get? So I took my own advice to heart. I softened my heart space to the most painful thing in existence, my biggest rejection. And I said, hey, I'm not who you think I am. And I'm not willing to play this game with you anymore. And when I showed them, when I sat with myself in authentic presence and just let myself be, I healed a long-running broken relationship within myself. What kind of positive vibrations do you think that sends out into the world? What kind of positive change can that type of healing create? Now let's talk about the other elephant in the room. Because I am not just deeply spiritual, I am deeply religious. I don't know that there's really a difference. For 50 years, I was the same thing, just didn't have a resonant narrative anywhere. But I want to talk about this for a second because I don't know where you're coming from in the narrative. Some people come from typical Christianity. Some people come from, like me, independent study, which led me to Gnosticism, which led me back to the path that I'm on. And some people, and I have found great comfort in this, also find the path in Eastern philosophies, which I will not call religions because I was always taught that Buddha did not call himself a god. I do not know the truth of that, so you are more than welcome to have your own opinion. It's irrelevant to me. The message is what matters. And the message is this: negative action causes suffering. The body attacks the body dies. When we say we are the body of Christ, we are not necessarily kidding. Think of it as a symbiotic organism. You know, kind of like the Borg, without the control. Hey, at least it gives you a concept for the visual, right? If you didn't have one, now you do. It's messed up and it's broken. But I want to reiterate, you guys, can I get that to focus? That's all I have. At least for now. That and my continued experiences. Because I'm not here to help you find the narrative anymore. I'm here to show you how I'm progressing it. One step at a time. With source energy, whom some may call the Holy Spirit, because the energy comes from the source of all things, whom some may call God. Now, whether you believe that energy is of God, or is the life stream, the universal whatever, I mean, you can call it whatever you want. I understand oppositional defiance. I understand being triggered by a name that has come to represent a system that you are in oppositional defiance against. When people preach to you God and bring to you Satan, of course you're going to reject the name. What you won't reject is the truth. And the truth is all that matters. So this is just me telling you to relax. I mean, literally relax. If you can't figure out how to do that, let me point you in the direction of one Mr. Alan Watts, who taught me in the most compassionate way available to let go, to follow the middle path, to float down a lazy river. Let myself be called to where I'm needed. I don't have to make a decision on what I'm doing, where I'm going. God will take care of it. Source will take care of it. You see what I mean? I want to start breaking down those language barriers. We need to stop rejecting each other because we have different narratives and start respecting each other's narratives. And I want us all to remember the most important thing. Just because we're narratives does not make us books upon a shelf. Do you understand? Complacency, fear, anxiety, isolation. All of these things are going to stand in your way if they haven't already. All you're going to have is the faith of your convictions. So in all things, when in doubt, Don't fear, it's okay. What's the voice inside say? Don't fear, it's okay. What's the voice inside say? Deep breath. If it rises, it's a yes. If it sinks, it's a no. At the end of the day, these are all pretty words meant for resonant narratives. My work in this is already done. At least this portion of it, in this happening. And we move from happening to happening. I'm leaving this for you guys. I'm doing this for you. I'm not here looking for answers. I'm here to provide them. I'm not here to follow. I'm being called to speak. And I don't know what I'm being called to speak about, but I know this is important. I know that I have to do this right now. When it calls me, when I feel it, I go. I do not question Source, because Source has been with me, my companion constant, for 50 years in the wilderness. I say I turned my back on God, but God, through Source, was with me the whole time. Now, if you want to call God someone else, you go ahead. I mean, every once in a while I call him the Lord High Mucky Muck. Wonder how much trouble that's going to not get me in. Fortunately, it's the narrative that's important. And yeah, see, the funny thing about religions, and I was thinking about this last night while I was trying to fall asleep, is that they're so right in so many ways, and yet so wrong in their implementation. A lot of it is good material in the worst possible environment, spoken by the people with the most hardened hearts, because they do not understand that not everybody follows the same narrative, and as such, there has to be an answer for every one of them. Eventually, maybe we'll get to a one universal resonant narrative. Maybe that's the whole point. I don't understand entirely, right? This is how I make sense of it now. This is how I need for it to make sense to me to continue what I'm doing, and that's all that matters. So I hope that helps you a little bit. And I hope if you found this place and you don't understand why life was chaos, and you don't understand why people kicked you and hit you and stole from you and took your energy and drained you utterly, if you don't understand what happened when you gave from lack instead of from heart space, well, here you go. This is something to tell you that you're not confused because you don't know the answer. There's no way you're going to be able to see the answer unless somebody tells it to you, because you are the answer. So I do what Source says. Screw the consequences. Peace, love, and light. One world enters. Peace leaves. And it starts with me. Y'all heard that one before? When I was a kid, it was all over the place. And it starts with me. Maybe it's time to resurrect a few of those old rituals, huh? Maybe it's time to realize that this is the fun part, guys. It's coming. That thing that you feel that you don't understand, Oh, I understand it. Not the how, but vaguely the what. Just a sensory impression in the back of my mind making me laugh maniacally. They have no idea what we are capable of when we stand together in solidarity. So bring them together. All of them. All of us. It's time for us to become a family. And I'm not talking to one single person out there, necessarily. I'm also not talking to one single person. Looking through glass is easy. I follow the faith of my conviction. And then I run like hell for a little while because I'm terrified of the consequences. That will change. Kinda is changing. I'm getting over it, see. Little by little as I do my work, Source is making the things around me better. Even the things that I don't directly have any power to change. My environment. The dysfunctional conditions of my work environment, where they use typical neurobiological dysfunction to force performance. Micromanaging, the negative tension engine. Everybody's so busy taking. In our own lives, no matter how much they continue to take, we have to set aside the time in the middle of it to see the dysfunction and give, guys. Because those are your opportunities. If you feel called, you must speak. If you can help, you must help as Source. Don't risk your safety. I understand situations are individual, but Source will guide you. Trust the message. Allow yourself to be the better you that you are. I'm sorry about the light. You see, if I move it this way... Oh, now it's not going to really... my forehead was very shiny earlier. And you want to know something? I'm still human. Source first, yeah. We have a mission. But I can't help it. I'm being seen. And being seen is not something I'm used to being because I've been hiding for a long time. Afraid to be who I really am. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that this narrative keeps coming up. Don't you see that you're the voice? You're the voice you've been waiting for. I'm just the same voice, externally reinforcing what you already know to tell you that this is not just a coincidence. Idiosyncrasy is proof that this isn't coincidence, but it requires a measure of faith. And faith is a spiritual thing, which is why faith always comes back into it. I don't care what you believe, but believe something. And you obviously do if you're here. Because if you're here and you're still listening, you believe in peace. You believe that despite the most horrible thoughts in your mind, deep in your heart, that this can happen. You're beginning to hope. And I swear to you with every fiber of my being that I will do everything in my power to manifest that hope. To bring it to fruition. To make this place functionally better than it is now. That's my message. And as always, that's my mission. thank you. Thank you for giving me something to fight for. Thank you for giving me a reason to come back. I walked off the field because I thought someone made a mistake when they sent me. There are no mistakes. Only happy accidents. If you give it some time, Source will explain it to you. You will find meaning because that is the alchemical process of transmuting trauma. So as always, find your center and burst the worth through its chest. If you need me, as always, I am ever present, floating around here somewhere, and I'm probably not going anywhere. There is a lot of stuff going on outside the camera right now. I have a lot of spiritual work to do in my own right. After all, the streetlights are on. Love is all. We are love. And as love, we love you. The you that is you. The you that you think nobody could ever love. The most twisted, broken, vile concept of you that you've ever imagined. That's who we love. Because authentic and broken as you may feel, God doesn't make mistakes. You're just not in alignment with real reality. You are not where you are meant to be doing what you are meant to be doing. That's the dissonance in the thread right there. Break it down, find the way, folks. Love is all there is. Actively or passively, it's time to start loving and start healing those that do not understand by sitting in authentic presence with them and speaking to their dysfunction instead of to their anger. This is becoming a repetitive narrative, so I'm going to tie this off. But I want you to keep the faith. We're moving forward. We're doing better. Don't consent. Rebel in peace. If we can't tell them what's wrong, let's show them what's right. If we stand in solidarity as the truth, what are they going to do? Fire us? The whole world at once? See, they can't do that. Because whether or not they realize it or not, they're part of this too. And whether or not they realize it, that means they resonate. Even the worst of them. Now, I'm not saying that I'm ready to go up against one of those right this second, but we will move mountains, friends. We will make this place what it was meant to be. Here, now. Because chaos is potential. And we feed on potential. Namaste.